So, we've all seen, or most of us have seen, uh, the movie The Dark Knight. Now, I myself am not a big comic book guy. I'm more of an anime cartoon guy. Not too big into Superman, Batman, Spider Man. But I want to propose a question, something that's kind of, and I want to propose the question, and I want to. This is one of these. Usually, I ask a question, and then I'll kind of answer it to let people know, like, kind of where my mind, where I lean towards. But I want to kind of like see what people think about it since I'm getting more engagement in my videos. So I want to ask, did the Joker kill Heath Ledger? Now, you hear that and you go, well, no, dumbass, the Joker isn't even real. Of course that he didn't kill Heath Ledger. But Heath Ledger, for those that don't know, he passed away like around the time that The Dark Knight either was being released or like wrapped up filming or something like that, not too long after it. I believe it was one of his last films. He may have had some stuff come out like posthumously. I think that's how you say it, which is after he died. He filmed it before he died, and then after he died, it hit the theaters and stuff like that. So if you ever seen the movie Brokeback Mountain, he actually was married to that woman, Michelle Williams, who played his wife in the movie. And she said that he had, ever since she'd known him, he always dealt with like insomnia and, you know, he had a lot of stuff going on in his head. He couldn't sit still, stuff like that. But I think we all kind of know that movie, that role, the Joker, or at least around that time, it maybe kind of sent him over the edge, right? And the reason I say that is because we know that some of these people who play kind of characters that are so far kind of out there, you know, they say it does something to them like psychologically, and mentally. You'll have some actors, maybe like John Witherspoon or Morgan Freeman or maybe even Denzel Washington, people that kind of play the same role over and over again. So they're really just more like giving you believable. They're just like reacting. They're not really acting. They're just kind of like reacting. Maybe like Bernie Mac, stuff like that. People who just kind of like they play the same role over and over and over and over again. Like Denzel Washington, he pretty much plays the same kind of character. For a long time he played the good guy. I mean, he with Training Day he played the bad guy, and then he did that movie with Ryan Reynolds, Safe House, I think. He's kind of a bad guy in there, but he's always playing like a role of somebody who is like he's like the man. Like he's like the guy to go to. You need something done. He never really plays like basically like in Training Day. He never played like the Ethan Hawke, like Jake Hoyt kind of character. You know what I mean? He never played like the character that's vulnerable. He's always like the guy. You know what I mean? So, and I remember, if you know who Michael K. Williams was, rest in peace to him, he played Omar in The Wire. And he said every time, they would finish a season or when he would have breaks in between, I guess they have some days off, he said he had to go somewhere and kind of get all that gangsterism basically out of his system, because it was so harsh for him to play that kind of character. And you can say like, well, these people, they get paid to say some shit. What's acting? You show up, say some shit, you go home. How could that take that much of an effect on you psychologically, mentally, and stuff like that? But I don't know. I mean, like, you got to think about it. If you're doing something, you're doing it well, they probably put their all into this performance. You got people who are method actors who don't break character. I guess even if the director collars cut, he's still trying to be his character. That's kind of weird, but there's people that take that approach to it. So I don't know. Like, I want to know, do people think that him playing that role, like, cause Joker, and especially like you got to think the Joker is a villain, but then you got to think of so many other Jokers, especially like I think maybe people's favorite Joker outside of like the animated series would be like Cesar Romero, but that was so long ago. But he was a good Joker. He's type. People say he's one of the best or the best. I think Heath Ledger is the best Joker. Now you probably ask somebody older, they'll say Cesar Romero because he grew up with him. Heath Ledger, that was in the theaters. Like I said, I don't care for comic book stuff, Batman and all that. But boy, he played the hell out of that role, man. Like it's like he got lost in that role. So it's like maybe maybe it's on top of pre-existing conditions, trying to do something well, trying to get people to respect your work. You don't want to be like a hack, like like Jared Leto's Joker, in Suicide Squad and all that. His was kind of lame, but hey, you got to bring what you can to the table, and let the chips fall where they may. But so it's like a combination of both things. But do you think that him playing that character really sent him over the edge? In a sense, did it kill him? And I remember my dad said some shit one time. I don't believe this, but he said he probably thought he was gay and he didn't want to tell nobody. I don't know about that. That's just my dad. He kind of says some off the wall shit sometimes. But I want to take a quick. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna wrap it up right there. But I want to say, man, I've past few videos, man, I've gotten some really good engagement. I've gotten probably like 7 subscribers, man. I had like 38. I had like 36, 37 past few videos, man. I'm up to like 44 now. So let's see, 37, 38, 39, 44, 42. Yeah, about 7 subscribers in the past few videos, man. So, man, shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to the people who've been subscribed. Shout out to people who subscribe and don't watch. Shout out to people who watch and don't subscribe. Shout out to anybody who watches these little videos, man. I'm just putting them up with my thoughts, and I'm getting good engagement. Whether the comments are like, "Oh, you're stupid, you're just rambling," or whether the comments are like, "Hey, man, I agree with what you're saying," or whether the comment is like adding something else to the conversation. Hey, why don't you think about this? Those are my favorites. So I just want to say thank you to all new subscribers. Hopefully one day I'll be at 100. But the engagement is what's more important to me. I like to see a little scratch off these videos, sure. But like I said, it's cool to get these thoughts out and to see random ass people all across the world weigh in on it. So I appreciate all the new subscribers, everybody that subscribes and watches and all that. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I'm so thankful. So that's where I'm going to leave this one. Let me know what you think.